Hello and welcome to this first live streaming. So we are here in Brussels for the European Week of Regions and Cities. So this 4 days event is for regions and cities in Europe to get to talk to each other, showcase their projects. There are more than 1,000 participants today. And here we are in the Agora, which is the place where people get to network, chat, relax, but it's also the place where all the regions and cities have their stands, so they can explain a little bit to the public what they are doing. So now, please come with me. We are gonna meet Arnaud Smit and Michiel Scheffer from the Arnhem-Nijmegen city region. So they're going to talk to us a little bit what their region is doing. So let's start with you, Michiel Scheffer. You are the regional minister. Can you tell us a little bit more about your region?
I'm indeed the regional minister of Gelderland, a province in the east of the Netherlands, where the Rhine comes into the Netherlands. And we have 2 million people, most of them in the city region of Arnhem-Nijmegen. I live myself in Nijmegen, the biggest city. And we have 2 things we are proud of. Nijmegen is this year European Green Capital. So it shows that the bottom-up approach in energy transition, in food transition, in circular economy works. And the next prize is next year we are Entrepreneurial European Region, the EER Award, which shows that we have been able to link the ambition of startups with the sustainable development challenges of the United Nations. So we are very close to citizens and also very ambitious on a world scale.
So are there some projects involved with the green capital? I'm going to ask this to you, Arnaud Smit, your advisor in European affairs.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm an advisor European affairs for the region, the Arnhem-Nijmegen region, and so the city of Nijmegen European Green Capital was already mentioned. So we see a lot of ambitions and ideas and projects there by citizens themselves who start energy cooperatives or start new ways of organizing energy as well, but also our circular economy challenges that they are doing and that we're using to actually drive our buses, that our buses drive on the regional biowaste we have in our region. Those are things that we want to see more. I mean, we're already getting further also in these buses because we also in our region, for example, in the city of Arnhem, we have an energy hotspot where we work on energy innovations, on new solutions to store energy, to manage these smart grids, for example, and to work also in scaling up these solutions, because it's not only about the idea, but it's also how you connect this local idea to this European platform, and that's also why we're here with the stand. Yeah.
So practically, why are you here? What do you expect from this event?
We want to show what we can do, especially nice cider and fruits, but most importantly, we want to invite partner regions where we can learn from. We are a relatively small region, so we need partnerships in Italy, France, Spain, Slovakia, whatever, to be stronger on the world scale.
And did you already get to meet some of them?
Yes, I did. I had the conversation with Lombardia an hour ago. Tomorrow evening I have a dinner with País Vasco in Spain. I have a meeting with Dalarna, a region in Sweden. So this week is really for us a professional week where we can meet our colleagues all across Europe.
And I don't know if you could tell me maybe one project that your region is very proud of.
Okay, so what we work on a lot is not only, so we are the region where we combine economic development with sustainable development. So we work a lot on sustainability, and sustainability is on the DNA. So this European Green Capital is one example of that. But we do that, of course, in concrete, also European projects. So one of them is, for example, Climate Active Neighborhoods. It's an Interact Northwest Europe project where we help neighborhoods to become energy neutral.
And what does that mean exactly?
So these citizens themselves, they have to be organized. They organize themselves, and they use a little bit of the knowledge of other cities and other citizens in other European cities in this project to challenge themselves and work on how can you organize your neighborhood to be as energy neutral as possible. So it means that in a European way, citizens themselves are connected, and that's good because it means, I mean, they will only be involved. It would actually have impact on their own neighborhood. So these are concrete projects we are working on. Yep.
And talking about concrete project, I see that you have here some VR equipment. What can people see there?
So it's a virtual reality movie. So you can put on the glasses, and you will make this drone journey. So you will fly through our region, and so economically we focus mostly on food, health, and energy. So you see these 3 hotspots we have not only in Wageningen, also close to our region, but also in Nijmegen and in Arnhem. And you see these locations and what we are working on. So different robotics we are working on, different hydrogen solutions we are working on, and it's a nice way to interact with different locations. Yes.
Thank you, Arnaud. So now we're gonna see the Regiostars stand. So those awards promote good practice and the transfer of successful approaches. So 102 applications have been submitted this year, but only 21 were approved in 5 categories. So I'm here with Marta Almeida from Portugal, and she's the project coordinator of one of the finalist projects called Climact. So hello, Marta. Could you please tell me more about your project?
Of course. Climact project aims to promote the transition to a low-carbon economy in schools. We know that climate changes are happening, are going fast, so we need to have actions, urgent actions, and we start from the schools.
So how practically are you going to do this?
Climact project has 2 different parts. We have a technical one where we are in the schools doing audits, technical audits, environmental and energy audits, and we are developing tools, and these tools will identify measures to implement in the schools.
So what are some of those tools you're talking about?
Well, we have decision support tools, we have financial tools, because sometimes schools know very well what are the actions that want to implement, but they don't have budgets. And we are putting in contact investors and the schools. And we also have educational tools, because Climact doesn't see the schools as a building. Schools are a place where we have people, and we have a great potential of awareness there. So we believe that if we give skills, if we give values to the students, we will contributing for development of sustainable development actors in the future.
So how are you exactly going to involve the students?
Well, we have different approaches. We have courses for teachers. First, we are training the teachers, but we also have gaming approaches, because we need to speak the language that the students want to speak. So we have these gaming approaches. But in the schools, we are creating a low-carbon structure, and this low-carbon structure is very important to involve all the school community, and it's very important for the continuity of the project after it ends.
So you're talking about low carbon structure, but what does it mean?
We have a low carbon committee. In this low carbon committee, we have teachers, we have students, we have parents, we have the local community. And the idea is that Climact is training this community, this committee, and they will be able in the future to act alone, without Climact project. So they will be able to make audits, they will be able to identify measures, to implement the measures, to communicate to the community the impact of these measures. So this structure is very important in this project.
And right now, how many schools are involved?
We have 39 schools from 4 countries, Portugal, Spain, Gibraltar and France. And we have schools from the primary schools until the university. So the language is very different depending on the type of schools. It's different to communicate to a child with 7 years old or with someone with 20 years old. So the language is different, but we are giving values and skills for all of them in order to improve their knowledge about climate change.
And how many students are involved?
We have more or less 5,000 students involved in the project.
So how do you train the trainers? Like, are some trainers able to go in all the schools, or are they focusing on just primary schools, university?
No, first of all, we created an e-learning course for teachers, and we have materials for teachers. So first we are training the teachers, and also we are building some tools and games in order to involve all. But we are starting from the teachers, and then we go to the students.
And I saw that 5 finalists are Portuguese. So why do you think that your country has so many finalists?
Oh, because we are very good.
And
In fact, we have very good projects. You can see here that the Portuguese projects are in fact very good. So I think we have chance to win some prizes tomorrow.
And why do you think that Portugal is? Why is climate change important for Portugal?
Well, I think climate change is important for all the countries. It's a global problem. Why this project is regional? Is regional because we have specific problems in the buildings. The buildings from the Sudoeste region has some specificities. So because we are in the south of Europe, so we have these characteristics in the buildings. It's completely different comparing with a school in the north of Europe. So that's why we have this project here in Sudoeste region.
And now a personal question. Why did you start this project? Like, why did you decide to get involved in this?
Well, I really believe that it's important to act now. And I think that this is something very emotional. And I think that it's very important to act with children because they will grow up and they will be our future. So I really believe in this project.
And here, did you meet some participants that are also really passionate about this subject? Did you get to share some ideas?
Of course, this place is an opportunity to share ideas and to start thinking in other projects and projects that will come in the future.
And do you have already received some specific idea from someone? Can you tell me maybe an anecdote from today?
I just arrived today, so I'm in the beginning of this. But I believe that at the end of the week, I will have some contacts and future ideas for new projects.
Thank you very much, Marta. So thank you for watching, and don't forget, tomorrow we'll have some more lives, so please stay tuned.